Hello, Mr. 006. So you're back for part 5 of Mega Man 11. Last time in part 4, I took on Fuse Man, and actually had a very nice time going through the stage. I actually got 2 achievements for doing so that I was not expecting at all. It caught me completely off guard. I've now since looked up what they actually were. One of them was an achievement for getting through any Robot Master stage, or up to the boss, without taking any damage, so obviously I fulfilled that. And there's another one specific to Fuse Man stage, which was not get hit by any electric barriers or electric obstacles or whatever, I think, while going through the stage, which obviously I pulled off by doing a no damage run through the stage. So yeah, wasn't expecting that. But I think it sort of demonstrates that actually Fuse Man stage is pretty straightforward. Fuse Man himself, though, absolute nightmare, which was very odd for thinking about doing a perfect run. Sort of maybe akin to how I felt about Shadow Man or Plug Man. And Plug Man, another Electric Road Master. The stage got to the point where that went by pretty nicely, but oh my god, the Road Master, absolute nightmare. I went in with a full health bar and still only just did it. So yeah, I would need to get a lot better at this game, and certainly a lot better at Fuse Man, because he is one of the 2 hardest Road Masters in the game, no question. Anyway, moving on, continuing on with the stage select pattern. We're now in the middle row. We've done the middle left, so that brings us to the middle right. And that means we're going to be taking on Bounce Man. I am expecting this stage to go horribly. Those of you who have watched a lot of my I Want to Be the Guy fan games and such like that will know that I absolutely cannot deal with, or can't deal with very well, bouncing projectiles and such like that. So on a screen, what the hell happened there? I nearly took it. Expecting the stage to go horribly, I nearly got hit to the spine right off the bat. Wow. Bouncing stuff is just for some reason I can't deal with it properly. I have a huge problem like predicting where bouncing projectiles are going to go, or if I'm bouncing, which is what I'm going to happen a lot on the stage, where Mega Man himself is going to go. Yeah, this stage is going to probably go absolutely horribly. Here's our kind of one of the gimmicks, which doesn't really get used at all, or very much. Okay, missed the ladder, fantastic. Yeah, this is going terribly so far, isn't it? Not that cost me any damage or anything, but that springboard or whatever that you end up jumping on from a high height in order to get a lot of distance up. I wish that were used more in this stage. It's maybe used in like, what is it? One other screen, maybe only. It sort of just feels like a complete missed opportunity not to use that anymore. Use that very much at all. But anyway. Here we get introduced to the sort of, as you can see, the balls or balloons or whatever that we can bounce off to get Mega Man, raise his height or whatnot. So this is the bit. This is where I just find predicting where Mega Man's going to go very unpredictable. That brings us to the balloon enemy, and I've got a lot to say about this balloon enemy. So let's take it out first of all by just taking out the actual enemy itself, the floating head. When you take that out, the balloons detach. And rise to the ceiling. So I had to be a bit careful here. For example, if I had shot them while the balloons were blocking the ladder, or the enemy was a bit more on the right-hand side, that would have been good. As you can see, these cannot be destroyed by a regular Mega Buster shot. They can be destroyed by a charge shot. And by the way, I'm using charge shot there because there's absolutely no way in hell I'm getting through the stage no damage. But I think in one place actually in this stage you actually have to use a charge shot in order to get by. But because what you can do rather than shoot the actual floating head is you can charge shot the balloons, and that will destroy the balloons and the floating head as well. So bear that in mind as you're going through the stage. Right, so pause here for this little thing. So basically it's a mechanical hand. You shoot the hand. Like a bit of a Jack in the Box, and it sort of like goes round in the direction you see the arrow circling there, and then stand on the edge of a ledge, and once the countdown's gone, the hand will fling you across to the side. It's a really nice kind of fun gimmick in order to utilise to get through stages. I like that one quite a bit. These enemies are fairly non-threatening, provided you don't sort of miss with all your shots. But if you can get them, shoot them when they're sort of on the ground as well, or low down, you can just sort of chain a whole bunch of shots in on them. But don't have them. Try to avoid them having sort of manically bouncing around the room. That's when you'll sort of become a cropper like that. I'd like to get that away from me. They do sort of travel a fair distance back when you do hit them, but for the most part, those enemies are not so bad. Right, so let's try and be a bit cute about how we deal with this. So I'm going to, try and take out that enemy. Oh, I missed it there. We'll have to do that again, unfortunately, because I missed taking out that enemy. Wait for you to shoot. and then we'll take you out. Right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to pause off there just to reset this, is I'm going to use a charge shot on that enemy over there. I believe you can get by this. Oh no, you can get by that without actually needing to use a charge shot, but boy, your timing will have to be precise. So yeah, don't fancy doing that very much. Let's see if we can predict where this, or get an idea for where this. Okay, I want to go now. Thank you, so I can get up here. I'm actually going to just take this out. With it. Okay, I'm not, because I'm going to mistime it. Lovely. Let's try that again and miss again. Okay, we'll actually shot that enemy, which is not what I wanted to do, but oh well. We'll take that and we'll just shoot the balloons up there and deal with it that way. Yeah, not how I was intending to get through that. Using way too many charge shots than I needed to there. You don't actually again need to use charge shots for that, but as I say, I'm probably going to utilise charge shots all the way through this stage because it can be an enormous pain in the neck if you don't. Okay, let's bounce up high and take out that one, and then hopefully we can take out the other one. So yeah, basically here taking my time. I'm going to reset that so I don't get flung back to the right. Yeah, I sort of wanted to spend a bit of time taking out the cannon there, the wall cannon there at the top. But I also, oops, I'm going to have to move on here. But I didn't want to. I couldn't. The hands there would actually fling me back to the right-hand side, so I had to shoot all the hands and then traverse across all in one go. Otherwise, yeah, the hands would reset and they'd fling me back to the right. So yeah, that's an interesting actual usage of the hands where we actually want them to go in a different direction. Because yeah, the other ones were helpful and shot me wherever it needs to go. That one there would have shot me backwards. So yay. Right, let's take this very, very cautiously, but I'm probably going to take some damage, and I might even use a charge shot here actually, just to somewhat help. I didn't actually need that, that was interesting. But maybe I've got a little bit better at being able to predict or get a handle on where I'm going to bounce to, so that's kind of nice. I've actually managed to take out all the enemies here very nicely. Was not expecting to do that. Nice. Okay, let's take out this bouncing one again, hopefully. I might just try and demonstrate something initially. If I can't do it, then so be it. But I don't think you actually need that. Yeah, you don't need that hand up over there to actually get by. Obviously, you could use the hand to fling you over on the right-hand side, but you don't need to. And I'm not interested in the goodies over on the top left-hand side because I'm at full health and full weapons. So yeah, we'll just move on. You can use the hand to bounce you over there. In fact, you know what? Let's do that. Let's show that off as well. I'm probably going to mess this up now. No, okay, fine. But yeah, you don't absolutely have to. And obviously, I could have used the standing where I was there to get up to the health and the weapons. But yeah, you can just jump up with a full jump from the floor and still make it up. Here is the mid-boss, and one of two. It is the frog balloon. So this is a really interesting one. So it starts off by swinging from left to right, and then it shoots out its on the ceiling. You want to shoot its tongue what? That's all wrong. Let me completely talk about that boss again. It shoots out its tongue to the ceiling. It's just one flat ground here. You want to slide under it. That's the best way of dodging that one. It flings across the other side of the screen. It'll then shoot out its tongue. I don't actually think it damages you, even if it does. But yeah, I might as well just avoid that where you can. Shoot the frog balloon, and eventually the enemy inside will sort of appear, along with three of those bouncing enemies. And that's the thing that you want to actually take out. I'm not sure. I should have shot it quite quickly there, so you might not have actually seen it all that well. But the actual enemy itself is trying to pump up the frog balloon again, which is really, really nice touch. But yeah, that all went by very quickly and very clumsily described. My apologies. Maybe I'll describe the second time we fight it. Yep, it'll appear again. A bit better, but yeah, it's for the first incarnation, or the first version, it's actually pretty straightforward to deal with. The second one, no, definitely not. And again, you know what? Just to give myself an easier time. I mean, I suppose I could I could move past there, but to give myself okay, I'm out of range there, I think. Yeah, to give myself just an easier time here, I'm just going to take those out. I just don't fancy dealing with those at all, and falling into a pit or anything. So yeah, let's just avoid those. I'm also very cautious here about these up and down enemies falling out of various pits because yeah, I'm not again well drilled to the point where I know where they're all going to appear. So we're going to shoot this thing. We're going to hopefully take that out quickly, and then we're going to move on, because if I pause here, you'll see that the hand was going to fling me back to the left. So yeah, once you get on that, yeah, get off it quickly, otherwise it'll fling you back to the left. I don't think it would fling you necessarily into a pit, but yeah, take out the cannon shooting enemy to your right hand side quickly, and then jump off to the right. You've got it takes a while to count down, so it's not too bad actually. You've got a fair amount of time to get through that. Okay, I did not even see that was there. But yeah, okay, it took away some weapon energy. I think I'm not overly fussed about that. But yeah, here you get to see where you can really chain on the hits on these things, where they can't really bounce around the room too much. Obviously, they can bounce around horizontally, but when they can't do it vertically, they just sort of seem to get stuck, and you can really chain the hits on. So yeah. Right, there's a telly enemy there. I guess I want to shoot. Oops, I missed the hand. So again, this one you want to shoot the lower hand from its lowest position and then move on. All those hands, as you can see them, the tellies are starting to close in on me, so I'm going to move off the screen. But the tellies there, as you saw them, were all. Oh, that's going to get me probably. The tellies there were all at the. Sorry, the hands were all going to the right hand side. So yeah, I wanted to make sure I shot them to get them out of the way and then moved on. So because yeah, they were all going to shoot me backwards. So a bit of careful manoeuvring on this screen. You can jump. You can use the high bounce to get over the first and third balloons, but obviously not the second one. You just want to bounce small underneath that one. Here again, I'm actually not going to do anything here. I'm just going to I'm just literally going to again charge shot and take out the balloons just because I can, and just to have a clearer screen. Because yeah, I do not fancy dealing with them. Here. This, I believe, is the one instance where you would actually have to use the charge shots in order to get those balloons out of the way. Because as you'll sort of see, wow, that was nicely done. As you can sort of maybe appreciate where those balloons were positioned here. There is absolutely no way that you can get. You have to be a bit careful manoeuvring here. There is no way I could fall down here with those balloons in the way. So they're just that enemy is just completely in the way. There is no way to no. Ow! I cleared all the enemies on this screen apart from some balloons at the top, so I'm not in any danger of getting and take any damage here. I could also, obviously, I suppose I could show that off, given that there should be no danger in doing so. I presume so. Yeah, nothing's going to scroll back on screen, is it? So, provided I can't even make this jump. Fantastic. Well, the stage has actually gone by extraordinarily well so far. In fact, I could charge shot them up there, can't I? Let's do that. That way I don't have to backtrack and do it a second time. Just me being an idiot. Did I get them all? I did get them all. Fine. So, yeah, we can, if you're not absolutely terrible at this section, get an E-tank. Nice. And then hopefully, we still can't pull off the maneuver to get out of the screen. Fantastic. There was one thing that I thought was going to cause problems in this screen. It wasn't just like the general platforming to get out of here. Good grief. But anyway, yeah, I think I forced use of a charge shot there, but yeah, if you take your time on this bit, what I'm doing is I'm sort of holding down the jump button to bounce up higher on these like balloon walls, and then releasing the button to fall down and shoot enemies. I find that that's the best way to get out of the way of particularly shooting enemies, so that I can shoot at them and then drop down and get out of the way. But some of those are kind of difficult to avoid, and don't really like them at all. But yeah, oh no, don't do that. But I'm actually having a decent time on this stage so far. It's going by extraordinarily well. Right, time for the second big boss, which is exactly the same as the first one. But as you can see, this time we've got. Okay, so it's grabbed me and then done that, but it hasn't caused any damage. So I'm not really sure. Like, again, it's not like I've taken any damage from it. So it still feels like it would be on for a perfect run or something like that. But anyway, this is considerably more difficult because of the fact that we haven't got solid ground here on the floor. We've got the floor is bouncing, or is bouncing. So I'm having to just continuously. Yeah, bounce, which is a little bit more tricky to actually hit the enemy here, where again with these pumping up the frog balloon. So obviously I can't just stand on the ground and hit him. But again, it went by extraordinarily well. The bouncing enemies there again are a little bit hot, a little bit more awkward because again I'm not on the ground. I can't shade in shots on them, and I'm actually amazed I got through that without taking damage. That was extraordinarily good. But yeah, that one by the way, sorry, because the frog balloon. Because of obviously the bouncing. The first one you could slide under him when he does his tongue to the ceiling and wings across the screen. That one, because we're continually bouncing, you can't do that. But of course, you can jump over him instead. So that's how you handle that. Just make sure I'm on the edge of these platforms. I think there's still a fair amount of leeway, but yeah, the last thing I want to do is fall into a pit here because the hand doesn't carry me far enough over to where I need to be. I think the one at the bottom is generally fine, but the one on the The one on the top there, just want to be a little bit more careful with. Okay, so we're going to take this slowly. Take out that cannon enemy. Oh, we've got lyric generators. That's not nice. That could potentially be very problematic. Oh, that's not an enemy. What am I doing? Although thankfully I paused there because there was an up and down enemy that would have got me. So I'm glad I ended up pausing there because otherwise that would have got me. That would have been awful. Oh, there's another one there. Oh my goodness me. That was lucky. That was insanely lucky. Was not expecting one to be in the pit immediately to the right of the one. Sorry, to the right of the one that already had one in. And yeah, got caught off guard completely there. That was not good at all. But we're through. I think I'm actually just gonna. Oh no, that's fine. Because again, my bounce here should be low enough that yeah, I can easily just. Before I don't get flung over the right hand side, I can easily take those out and have the balloons on screen. The balloons there are not really any obstacle to have to worry about. This could be a bit of an issue. Nope. Okay, fine. I guess I'll also demonstrate here. Hopefully, I don't take a hit from doing it. But yeah, if you literally just bounce on this thing from like a low distance, you obviously don't get anywhere near the height. So yeah, you need to climb these sections with these bouncing platforms, obviously, in order to get a bit of extra height. I'm going to go. Oh, bother! And I'm probably not going to get enough height to get up either, am I? No, ding it. Well, there's my hit in the stage. That was irritating. If I got through this, if I was so close to the end as well. If I got through this stage without taking any damage, that would have been absolutely amazing. But oh well. So yeah, follow the arrows as well, basically here. So yeah, we do actually get that gimmick a couple of times. I probably should have got over the right-hand side there and got that health, but well. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, like I said, there we do get to see that platform a couple of times on that screen, but I feel like that was just so underused. We obviously get these. Are you kidding me? Please hit that. We do get to see obviously these balloons a lot, you know, in terms of like bouncing off the walls and the ceiling and such like that a lot. But yeah, that platform just seemed like it was a missed opportunity. It was interesting in the first screen. You're like, oh, that's going to be a really interesting thing that's going to be throughout the stage, and then no, it all appears in like the second to last screen, but then that's it. So yeah, I thought that was a waste opportunity. We should have had more of those incorporated into the stage. Anyway. I'm amazed at how well that went. It went by incredibly. It went by in quite a lot. You know, not very quickly at all. Very long stage because I was being very careful there. Admittedly, it feels like a very long stage to get through anyway, just because I end up getting bounced all over the place and missed my platform and such like that. So yeah, taking a long time to get through. But oh, I nearly got through it without taking any damage. That one hit on the second to last screen, that was annoying. But oh well, that still went better, way better than I had expected it to. Anyway, here's Bounce Man. So, Bounce Man, as you sort of expect, spends a lot of time bouncing around the screen. He will typically shoot out a fist, which at the moment retracts during the sort of first phase. I don't know what triggers it, but certain times when he's sort of under him, he'll do the attack where he sort of just like drops to the floor, which is fine to avoid for the most part. And as I say, in the first phase, he's legitimately fine. Okay, you kind of caught me off guard there with what you were doing there. So I was expecting a fist. But yeah, at the moment, every time he does a fist, it just immediately retracts. After half health, he goes into a speed gear mode. But now we get to see, and I've done that terribly. Now we get to see his other fist. So now he'll fling himself much quicker around the screen. So and he'll also go where the fist is. Oh, that's going to get me. Yeah, bother. I hate the speed gear when it's sort of in that position. I just have a terrible job, unfortunately, predicting exactly where it's going to go. If I'm in the corner, then yeah, it's awful. But yeah, when he flings himself around like that, it can be much harder to avoid. But yeah, he obviously, like I said, keeps the fist sort of in play. That was a pretty good fight, to be honest. I got hit once. Really? The death cries in this Let's Play have been absolutely awful. He's got like a death cry like a catch you on the rebound, which is so much better than whatever the hell that was. But anyway, Bounce Man's a really good fight. For saying that things I don't particularly like or have a hell of a time in, I want to be the guy fan games, bouncing stuff. Yeah, it can be a little difficult for me to predict where Bounce Man's going, particularly in speed gear. When I get caught in the corner, other forces I did there, I was a bit kind of stuff there. I didn't really have any exit strategy, but I went by pretty well. We get a new weapon, Bounce Ball. I was pretty happy with that fight. I was pretty happy with that stage overall, actually. One hit on the stage and one hit on Bounce Man. I would have bitten your hand off for that at the beginning. Anyway, you launch a trio of rubber balls that bounce around the screen. Turn on power gear to launch 6 balls to your left and right. So you can shoot these actually in different directions. So you can shoot them. I'll let that actually just play out, and then we'll do it again. So you can shoot them up in an arcing angle. You can actually shoot them down. And you can shoot them just horizontally, so that's nice. And you can have 6 on screen at a time like that. If we activate, I'll wait for all those to disappear and then it needs to come back on screen. With power gear, you shoot out 6. You actually get a lot more on screen, as you can see here. But yeah, you shoot out 6 in both directions. I wonder if I can actually do that. You can actually shoot up and down as well on that. So yeah, this is a really fun weapon. It sort of just feels like, I mean, it's a little bit unpredictable, I suppose, but there are so many flying around on screen, like say 6 at a time. And they cover, they bounce really quickly and cover such a wide range that, although there's somewhat of a random element to it and where they're going to go, you never quite know if they're going to hit your target. As I say, there's just so many on screen that I find that's a really fun weapon, and one I would use quite a lot. I like that weapon quite a bit. Anyway, yay! That was pretty nice. Very happy with how that went. Let's make sure we save that, and I'll do my usual bit about with the bio and the voice clips. And hopefully we'll get a better, and we'll see some better ones than what I got on my death right again. Where are you? Last one. Bounce Man. Bounce Man was developed as a crash test robot, but his incredible stretching and bouncing abilities led him to become an instructor at the indoor athletics facility Boing Boing Park. Innocent and optimistic, he can't help bouncing around, enjoying no matter the situation. He tends to accidentally bounce into people and send them flying, making himself a bit of a nuisance. His fitness lessons at Boing Boing Park are a new style of exercise that he calls hopxercise. It's like boxing but on trampolines. It's surprisingly popular with middle-aged women. His funny looks and big round body are a hit with kids, making Bounce Man a household name. That's a nice bit of backstory we got for him there. Let's see what you say. Yeah, was that the one I got? Yeah, catch you on the rebound and see you in the spring. It's infinitely better than those two. Why are the death cries in this Let's Play just absolutely awful compared to some of the other lives you could do? Oh, you owe me, game for the next 3. Anyway, load back up the game, get to the stage select screen, and we will end it there with 5 of my stages complete. Yeah, I keep feeling I feel like I keep saying this, but I was expecting that stage, less so the boss. Actually, Bounce Man's a really fun fight, actually. One hit is probably about par for the course for me. I don't tend to take a lot of damage on him. His first phase before he goes into speed gear mode is mostly I have a pretty decent time with. It's when I can sort of get cornered with the speed gear on his second phase that things get tricky. He does have Bounce Man's very actually unique in terms of how he reacts based on how you hit him, or with, for example, like uncharged Mega Buster shots versus charged Mega Buster shots versus his weapon weakness. We'll see that. I'll show that off in the boss rush. But yeah, he actually reacts and bounds around differently depending on how you hit him. I think that's a really nice touch. We obviously didn't get to see that there, so didn't use Weapon Master weaknesses against him or indeed charge shots. But yeah, we'll see that in the boss rush. But I think that's a really nice unique touch to Bounce Man. But yeah, overall, 1 hit on the stage, one on the Weapon Master. because I was expecting the stage to be an absolute disaster. But wow, I'll take that any day of the week. Except of course if I'm potentially doing perfect runs, then I won't take that. Anyway, I will leave it there, and next time in part 6 we'll be going after Torchman. Hope to see you for that, but until then, cheerio.